10% luck, 20% skill, 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.
Hey guys, it's Scott. It's Saturday, and we're talking about first lines this week. My favorite first lines are ones that kind of slap you in the face. Anytime you have a line where it's just like, kapow, this is the world you're in, that's kind of awesome. Slapping is always appreciated. It's always in season. It's always in vogue. So I really like also first lines that kind of build, where you have like a first line and then a second line and then a third, and that's like the first paragraph is just kick-ass, and it starts off with something and it makes you want to read like the whole book. I'm not going to read a bunch of examples because other people have done that this week, but I do agree with Hannah too. I thought Hannah had a really great point. I love when a first line and a last line of a book have kind of a relation, like there's a symbiosis between the two. I always think that's really fascinating. And I always think it's very, very... It makes the book feel like the author had a goal in mind the entire time. Even if it's just like the author made the first and last sentences sound the same. So I always think that's neat and interesting. I'm going to read you a couple examples of first lines from my books and kind of what I go for. The first line for Witch Eyes actually didn't come about until this last round of edits, and I had to change where the book started. So it's, binding circles were bad news, my uncle said. Since I was currently trapped in one, the word understatement came to mind. It's actually 2 sentences, but what can you do? Alternately, my first line for Moonset, which is the project I'm working on now, is, when you're the children of terrorists, people don't care about extenuating circumstances. And that's a line that I wrote, and it's kind of been tweaked a little bit here or there, but that's the exact same line I wrote when I finished the first kind of draft of the book. And last example, kind of a longer example, is this book that I had to put on the side for a while, and it starts off, zombies. Everything kept coming up zombies. They were there in the beginning, and then again at the end. Everything was so much different before. After gets a little more complicated. It revolved around love and heartbreak, my love for a girl, her tragic love for someone else. Even in death, everything revolved around her. Fucking zombies, man. And that's just kind of like the preface, like it's the first chapter-ish of this book. But I love that just because I love the fucking zombies, man. And ironically, it's not a book about zombies. Yeah, that's all I got this week. I'm really kind of boring, and I really have a lot of stuff to do, and I'm actually writing right now, so I need to go back to that. So, bye. See you. Yar.